necessary for a winning campaign, and I'll start talking to my Oregon neighbors about what it is they want from their congressman. My decision is based on a keen understanding of our community, its people and its businesses both. The 1st Congressional District is Oregon's economic engine. It's home to some of our most successful employers, global companies like Intel and Nike, Columbia Sportswear, and SolarWorld, and home to great employers that represent Oregon's traditional industries, like Hampton Lumber Affiliates and Fishhawk Fisheries, Schnitzer Steel, and endless miles of family farms. It's a business community rich in Oregon tradition and a leader in worldwide innovation. Furthering our success and taking advantage of the opportunities that we have requires all factors to be working at their best. What our congressional district needs right now is a strong partner in Congress to help further its good work. A partner that understands the district and the people who live here. Debbie and I both grew up in Washington County, and we still live just a few miles from the childhood homes that we grew up in. I attended Aloha High School, where Debbie and I met, actually in President Tom Hughes' classroom. And Nathan and Claire are both growing up in the Beaverton School District as well. After Oregon State University, I worked my way through Lewis and Clark Law School by managing the YMCA's Juvenile Restitution Program, a terrific program that took troubled youth, mentored them, put them to work so that they could repay the victims of their crimes. As a civil rights lawyer, I fought to ensure that workers received fair wages, were safe in their workplace, and were kept free from discrimination. My neighbors then gave me the privilege of representing them at the Oregon House of Representatives and in the Oregon Senate. In the legislature, I continued the same effort for economic opportunity that I had pursued as a civil rights lawyer. And Roy, I thank you very much for mentioning a few of the things I was able to accomplish in the legislature. Now, as Oregon's Commissioner of Labor and Industries, I've continued to work to create economic opportunity both for our Oregon workers and for our Oregon businesses. I've championed the restoration of career education to our public schools, bringing together educators, businesses, and labor unions so that our students get the well-rounded education that they're entitled to, and so that our businesses in Oregon get the best skilled, most ready workforce in the nation. I've punished contractors who violate wage laws, cheating their employees and undercutting other honest businesses that are playing by the rules. The Bureau has eliminated backlogs in its civil rights and wage claims and restored over $10 million in lost wages, benefits, and damages to workers who have been treated unfairly. And we've done all this while making government more efficient, using online services to cut postage, consolidating agency supplies, and decreasing expenses, saving taxpayers $250,000 every budget cycle. The truth is, I love my current job. I do. Helping Oregon businesses succeed, protecting the rights of all Oregonians. But these are the very principles that my district now needs an effective representative to pursue in Congress. I mean a congressman who can secure the needed investments in our K-12 schools, our community colleges, and our universities and our workforce, so that we can compete and succeed against any worker or business in the nation and across the world. A congressman who will stand up for working families that are trying to put a meal on the table every day, that will support a well-rounded education for our children and support the terrific teachers that provide it. And inequality in all of its forms, that will fulfill our commitment to our seniors by protecting Social Security and Medicare, that will build a clean energy future and finally end our dependence on foreign oil, and that will ensure that all women have the right to reproductive freedom, and that includes the option of getting their health care at Planned Parenthood. Despite our tough economic times, I am optimistic for Oregon's future. We continue to be the nation's leader in the fields of innovative healthcare and smart natural resource management like renewable energies. And it's these two sectors that are expected to provide the nation's highest job growth. If we take advantage of the position that we're in right now, we will emerge from this economic slump with great prosperity. So in the coming months, I'll be meeting with Oregonians across the district to hear what they want from their member of Congress. I encourage everyone, Democrat, Independent, Republican, get involved. Come to one of the many events that I'll be holding throughout the district. Everyone is welcome, and you won't need an appointment. I want you to visit bradavakian.com, send me a message, or Facebook me. Let's have the discussion there. This race is about two things: what our community needs and how it can be best represented. Together we can revive our economy and ensure opportunity for the over 10% of Oregonians that are still out of work. Together we can create a clean energy future that puts dollars back into the local economy, fights climate change, and closes down the spigot of money going to the most dangerous parts of the world. Together, we can stand up to the attacks on a woman's right to choose and on basic health care services. Together, we can assure every Oregonian can retire with dignity and security and have the health care that they've earned. And together, we can support quality schools that prepare our children to succeed in this 21st century economy. Join with me. Together we can give Northwest Oregon the kind of tough and effective leadership that it needs from its congressmen. I thank you all so much for coming here today and look forward to running a terrific campaign in partnership with all of you. Generous of all of you, thanks very much. And I think we've got a few minutes for questions.
What's wrong with the current Democratic congressman?
Jeff Mapes, thanks for the question. You've written enough articles on the subject. I think you could come up and answer the question yourself. Listen, it's a fair question. We do have a current congressman serving. I have to tell you that the situation he's been in, I feel very badly for his family, feel for his staff. I understand that the congressman is seeking the professional help that he needs to deal with the struggles that he's facing. The issue is not, though, about what he needs in his struggles. The issue is about what the 1st Congressional District needs right now. All right? I had the ability in my public service at the Bureau and at the state legislature to bring diverse groups together to take on some of the most challenging problems that we face. And I've been able to do it by bringing labor and industry together, by bringing business groups and environmental groups together, by bringing Democrats and Republicans together. And there's nothing more that the 1st District needs right now, and nothing more that the nation needs than that. Yeah.
Question in the back.
Is it safe to say that had Mr. Wu not faced these controversies, that perhaps you may not have run for office for this office?
No, that isn't safe to say. Certainly, there's been more news in the press about the 1st Congressional District lately, but I think some of the challenges that we have been facing as a nation and as a state require more than showing up to give what might be a good vote for the progressives, but really call out for a need for proactive progressive leadership.
We have heard the words effective, credible, respected an awful lot here though today. You feel that again? I mean, how do you separate this to make this election not about David Wu, but about yourself?
Well, I'm sure that the congressman will run whatever campaign he chooses to run. I'm going to be running a campaign about what I can bring to the 1st Congressional District, the state, and the nation. And the ability to bring folks together, like I've mentioned, the ability to tackle tough issues in Congress exists whether or not there have been difficulties with the current congressman. We're going to remain focused on the things that we can bring to the table and the ways that we can reach out and help the Congress and the administration in D.C.
Hey, Brad, every president since Richard Nixon has talked about ending our dependence on foreign oil. While our dependence has increased by 250% since then. Can you tell me one thing that you're going to bring to the table on ending that trend?
Absolutely, and I'm very glad you asked the question, because you're right, it is repeatedly talked about and we haven't accomplished it yet. In the 1970s, we were putting ourselves on a track of investing in renewable energies, of setting clear goals on decreasing the number of barrels that we wanted to import into the country. I have actually, I'm not just sitting here telling you it's something I'm going to do, it's something I've already started. In the 2000 legislative session, I wrote and passed the most